interesting to think that there are these different terms that we use to categorize people: immigrants, refugees, and expats. They all describe people who are moving across borders, but they have different meanings attached to them. So I think expats are the term that we use for people who move with wealth and privilege to different countries, and typically we use expats to describe white people. Oftentimes we don't talk about Asian expats, for example. So it's a good question as to why expats seems to be a term reserved for people from wealthier, whiter nations. Immigrants are people who move voluntarily from one place to another. Hopefully they're documented, sometimes they're undocumented, but immigrants fit into a legal framework for movement. So at least in the United States, because we have a tradition of immigration and we think of ourselves as an immigrant country, immigrants are oftentimes wanted people we want them to come to this country. Even though at this moment we live at a time when the mood against immigration seems to be rising, that idea of immigrants being a part of the American mythology remains really important. Refugees are the unwanted people who move. They're often unwanted where they come from, and they're unwanted where they go to, and they oftentimes throw host countries into crisis because we understand that we owe refugees moral obligations. We should take care of them because they're people in need. But at the same time, oftentimes we don't want to take care of them because we're afraid of what they bring with them. Fear, contamination, need, desperation, disease, things like this. People who are citizens and who live in places like the United States or Western Europe think that their countries are stable and prosperous and work well. So refugees have always been a troubling category of people in movement, not just for the United States, but for Europe as well. And we're living through a time in which refugee crises are really at the forefront of global consciousness.